right? And after 20 years, I'm so used to this blaming game that I do take things. Everyone wants to know the truth, but nobody wants to tell the truth. The top A grade actor to the driver who drives him, all of them have the same fear of, will we be replaced?
Do you think like work opportunities are created in parties?
Yes. If you want to be a successful person, you have to change. You cannot be the same person. No one is the same. Like if it's one face, I used to charge 1,500. Two faces and three faces, I would come from 1,000 to 800 rupees. And suddenly I'm making like 3,000 rupees every day. 20 brides, 30 brides. I'm increasing my rate. Be that drama queen if you have that dream. Be that difficult person if you have that dream. Because if you are a nice person, you will never reach there. They had to stop the movie shoot kick because I was doing Jackie's makeup and hair and I forgot the card. I never got treated badly very open except one actress, but I completely understand after 15 years or 18 years I was hospitalized because of her. Compared to a doctor or a pilot, I make so much more and it's a lot.
Hi everyone, I'm Jasmine and welcome back to our podcast Phitte Muh. In today's episode, our guest is truly special. He's been in the Bollywood industry for over 20 years as a makeup and hair artist. His name is SHAAN and he's worked over 2 decades. इस एपिसोड से हमें इतनी इन्फॉर्मेशन मिली अबाउट हेयर, अबाउट मेकअप, अबाउट हाउ यू स्टार्ट in the film industry and how you build your base up. So if you guys are interested in knowing how to make it in the Bollywood industry as a hair or makeup artist, as a stylist, and how to start, so this is the perfect podcast for you. I hope you guys enjoy this episode and let's roll. Hi SHAAN, welcome to our podcast Phitte Muh.
Hi Jasmine, hi Sikandar. I mean, I'm really excited and stressed right now. So
Why
always,
stressed?
like for 10 minutes, I do get this fear. And I think too much because you are in an industry where you need to think 10 times more, I think. So that fear comes up, oh my God, will I lose job? Will I be banned there? Oh my God, what is where I should keep it quiet because it's such a man-made world, right?
You know, you're actually in an industry where people say, oh, if you're in this industry, you have to keep your brains at home and come. And
Yeah.
you've said the opposite thing.
You need to keep your brains at home when you go to work, but as certain places where this industry is also so like touch me not kind of an industry where nobody wants to say the truth and nobody wants to know everyone wants to know the truth, but nobody wants to tell the truth. So it's a place like you need to be careful, especially when you are working with certain kind of people who rules this place. So then you need to be a little bit careful, right?
Do you feel that?
I think I said a lot already. In this
Yeah, that's
starting
what
of
even
the
I'm
few
wondering.
minutes.
But you
And I feel, do you feel there are people who own the place?
Definitely. Everyone owns in their field, like whatever it is, whether you are a makeup artist, whether you are a hairstylist, whether you are a DOP, whether you are a producer, whether you are an actor, you rule that certain area. That's power, right? So that's why people
But you
are...
could rule it and also function it well. Do you feel the rulers of the industry are kind of doing a good job at running it also?
I mean, they're definitely doing a great job for themselves. They're doing a fabulous job. So if that new term you say self-love is important, of course they love themselves so much. So, I mean, who am I? I'm not paying their bills. I'm not paying their rent. I'm not being there when they're depressed. So they have their rights. But coming to that point, of course, is it right, wrong? I mean, those people who work for 20 years, they can say it maybe.
So do you maybe want to tell our audiences what do you do?
I do hair and makeup. I am a hair and makeup artist, which I never wanted to be, but it was just by luck by chance. And I would always say sometimes luck by chance takes you to places what you always dream to be at. I'm born and brought up in a very normal, simple family in Germany, and my mom left India when she was just 18 years old. And then, yeah, I was born in Germany in a typical South Indian family where we were not allowed to speak German at home at all. We were only allowed to speak Malayalam. And we were never allowed to watch German TV unless my father was at work. And I mean, I grew up in a quite fucked up situation where you live at home like a South Indian, where my mom left 18 years before, which the world has changed. And then outside, you are in an open country where you can do anything you want. And definitely, it wasn't easy for me as a child. But today, when I look back, yeah, it helped me a lot because maybe those two-faced kind of a world growing up in a child helped me to come here and survive somewhere.
Why do you say that you never wanted to do hair and makeup?
It was never. I wanted to be an actor.
Ooh.
Like every child, I think, when I was 3 years old, I wanted to be an actor, and that Kira came in my head so badly that it was my dream till my sister got married to an actor. And when I was 15 years old, my sister got married to an actor, and of course, that's when your dreams come to reality. Oh my God, you can see a movie set. Sitting in Germany, how can you see a movie set, right? So my sister got married actually to a very popular actor, and he's the second generation, so he was a nepo kid too. So so for us in that time, 15 years old, oh my God, getting married to the heartthrob biggest sensation actor, my sister, of course, with him going to a set and realizing, oh my God, there is so much more. And thankfully, I was clear enough when I realized, oh, you need certain kind of looks or certain kind of what ability to perform 24 hours. But that somehow changed going with him on few shoots, and that's when I realized, okay, maybe I cannot become an actor. I was 120 kilos in that time, and I was not ready to let go. Like, you are a foodie, so like the same way, I was not ready to go to the gym, and I wasn't ready to do all the mehnat what an actor needs to do. And I somehow at the age of 16, I realized it really early, because my brother-in-law would wake up in the morning, go to the gym, I mean, do whatever is needed for him. And he grew up in a family where his father was an icon in Malayalam film industry. So for that reason, I think you met my niece also, Sena.
Yes, I did.
Her father.
I did, yes.
So that really helped me. And then my second aim going back after the wedding and after seeing a few movie sets was, okay, where can I become the most important person on a movie set? And that was definitely, I was in that time, like years before, few decades before, it was Manish Malhotra only. And I swear, and I say this to him also every time I meet, I was such a huge fan sitting in Germany of Manish Malhotra that I realized I was really good with clothes. I was really good with styling things. So from the age of 17, 18, I started making really money by making clothes for my family members and all my relatives, that I realized, okay, I'm the next Manish Malhotra. I'm going to be close with Urmila Mandolkar, and I will be best friends with all these actresses in the 90s, because I want to be now the designer. So I left Germany. I came to India. I did my BSc in fashion designing from Bangalore, though I failed. I failed miserably because I was really bad and I was only good in practicals. And somehow my practical exams would be like, I was always good with what you say, like doing last minute, what do you say?
You work better under pressure.
Definitely. That's what all actresses say. When we give you 3 hours, you are terrible, and when we give you 1.5 hours, you are amazing. So, but that is also bad when you get older. But yeah, so in practical exams, I would just do certain things, but everyone would be like, "Wow, this is amazing," and that thanks to Sri Devi, I would say, because I love Sri Devi and I still love her, and I mean, my half of my childhood passed away when she passed away. I feel, because my dream was only to work with her. So coming to that point again, I was really bad, and then I went back to Germany, and I didn't want to do that 9 to 5 jobs and get stuck in Germany, because there was some issues with my paper, and they said, you need to live here for 3 years again, and I just felt like, why do I try this thing again with my papers? Though I was born in Germany, I was like, no, I'm going to India, and I had no idea what to do. Though I finished my BSc fashion designing from Bangalore, thinking I'm going to get into the film industry, I went back, and one of my friend in that time, he said, dude, my uncle is like, works as a designer in Delhi, and he can definitely help you out. And then I spoke to him sitting in Germany. I really want to come and do something in India, and especially my dream is Bollywood or film industry, South Indian film industry. And he said, oh, I don't know about South, but Bollywood is easy. Why don't you just come and do FMM in Pearl Academy? And I was like, what is FMM? It's like film media makeup. So in my mind was, and then I asked him also, okay, this course is for 1 year in Pearl Academy, and they're going to teach you all about film, media, and makeup. And I was like, film, media, and makeup, yeah, because you're going to learn how to get into films, how to do media, and then there's a small part in the third semester. He got it also wrong. He was like, I think the third semester is about makeup and styling, where you learn it so that you can become the number one designer, because it's Pearl Academy, it's a designing course. And I was like, wow. And styling was not there in that time. Like, I'm talking about 21 years before.
Yeah.
So in that time, then I Googled, and then they said, oh, there is something known as stylist. Oh, maybe they are teaching me how to be a designer and a stylist. So I come, pack my bags, pay my rent for 1 year, paid my first semester, and Pearl Academy is not cheap. It's really,
It's not.
really
It's not.
expensive.
It's
It's a
not.
very expensive college.
Bombay as a place is not cheap.
This
No,
is Delhi.
this is Delhi, Pearl Academy, Delhi.
Pearl
But
Delhi.
Pearl has Mumbai also. It's
Mumbai
like
also,
yeah.
yeah,
a
that's
huge
how it-
one,
yeah.
right? So I went there, and I was just like, okay, now first day my teachers come and they are talking only about bridal को ऐसा makeup करने का, शादी में ऐसा करने का ऐसा, and I'm sitting there, no, I don't want to do brides. I want to be in Bollywood. That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
And I literally, after the, what is the first day in college when you have
Orientation.
Yeah, orientation.
orientation. Yeah. I was sitting in the side and crying and saying, no, I don't want to be a bridal makeup artist. They said, when you are good, you will get films. But we can't promise. And this is a makeup and hair course. And this makeup and hair course is purely about makeup and hair. I swear, Ashima Kapoor, this was my teacher, Ashima ma'am, she was sitting there. And she was like, dude, you are in a complete wrong course. This is a complete wrong course where you are. Because we are teaching here hair and makeup, nothing about media. And only on the third semester, we are going to teach you a little bit about media and films. I was like, so what to do? She said, see, now the only one way is you are leaving the course, go back to Germany, but we will not give you the first semester money. And I stupidly thought, okay, let me not have any stress, so let me pay the first 1 year rent also. So I paid the rent also for 1 year. I had paid the semester. And if I tell this to my mother, she's going to kill me. She's going to kill me left, right, center, because they were against me, A, going back to India, and secondly, now you want to do again something like this. So sadly, I had to stay the first semester. I was like, I didn't tell anyone that I'm becoming a makeup artist or hairstylist, because I was like, this 3 months I'm going to stay here. I'm going to say some lie to my mother, and I'm going to back to Germany, because I can't go the next day itself, right? Somehow I was looking in the class, and I was not really interested also. Certain things I let it go also. Oops, sorry. Certain things I let go also. I was not even interested. I was not listening in the class. But I used to see what my teacher was doing. And I was very curious, because I'm coming from a lower middle class family in Germany. You don't have, what you have in the house is maybe one talcum powder and one brush. Each family member will have one brush, one blow dryer, which you hear, my God, you do blow dry your hair in those days, you have cancer, you die. Okay, this blow dryer was used once in a blue moon before going to party, because even when my sisters would use, my mother would be like, don't use it for too long, you're going to die soon, So this fear of all this, but I was really interested because I was also a Sridevi fan. Of course, she was the epitome of creating looks, I feel, in Indian film industry, and we were only allowed to watch Indian films. And because I love Sridevi, my father was giving us permission to watch Sridevi's crazy, like, if you look at it, it's like literally transgender looks what she has, like, this
Yeah,
drag queen, not
elaborate.
transgender, sorry, drag queen looks she created. Okay, if you look at it back right now, double lashes and all this stuff.
Yeah.
So I was very much in love with that, and slowly in this 3 months, I started looking at what my teachers were doing. I would try out. I would not write down notes and all, because I don't want to become a makeup artist. Because in that time, to be a makeup artist means you are a bridal shadiwali artist, not even artist, shadiwala. You come do the makeup and you leave. You don't know what is options, right? Nobody in my generation knew, wow, makeup can be also huge, right? Whatever, coming to the point, my last semester was, I didn't go 3 days to the class, but my roommate was Aditya Walia. He's like one of the known stylists. He was like styling for Vogue and all this stuff now, but I'm talking about that. He was also just FDCI fashion designing student, and he was in the class in the canteen, and my teacher said, "Where is Shan? Why is he not coming? Tomorrow is the exam." And he said, he's not coming. He's not interested. Blah blah blah. She put a kida on his head saying, "Listen, Shan wants to go to Bollywood tomorrow. If he comes and he does overall a whole look, like with the clothes and with the hair and makeup, if he has good marks, he can at least show, he did something like this to become a stylist." Still in my head, okay? He came and he said this, and I said, "Wow, that's a great idea." So his classmate was a model then, and she was like, "Dude, if you want, I can come for you." So I got her. I went to my classmates' houses, and the theme was 50s hair and makeup. So I went to their class houses, and I got some, because styling was so exciting for me. I styled the 1950s top, shawl, everything I got. Somehow I did the makeup. It's somehow a blessing, or it's somehow a sign of life. I just did it to get my portfolio to come to Bollywood. But somehow there were 22 students out of 21 guy, 22 students. Our teachers were not allowed to come, but there were other teachers from
Oh,
other
yeah.
curriculum who are looking that we are not copying or we are not doing anything. Somehow I got this spirit of styling in my head. I did the makeup, I did the hair. And I remember when my hair teacher and my makeup teacher came to mark us, she looked at it and she was shouting, saying, "Who did this work? Who did this work?" And I was like, "Is it that bad or is something wrong?" I was so confused. I was just thinking about styling. ये picture के साथ मैं अभी Bollywood जाके Manish Malhotra बन जाएगा. Like that was my ideology. I'm going to become the next Manish Malhotra. So I got it. She said, "Fabulous makeup and hair, fabulous." And my teacher herself couldn't believe. So I became the class topper. That's when, that night, I will never forget, after the exams and all, Ashima ma'am was like, "We are shocked seeing your work, because you never showed interest and you would idly see and then walk out." I used to see it like, how did Sridevi do it? That wasn't my high now. Okay, this is how Sridevi did it. Okay, then I'm going right now. Okay, and now suddenly you are the class topper out of 22, everyone talking. So there was my hairstyling teacher known as Aveline ma'am, Aveline Coker. Aveline ma'am took me to a side and she said, "Listen, there are something known as, how good were you as a designer?" I said, "Ma'am, I always thought I'm great in designing, but when I studied it for 3 years, I realized I'm a failure. I didn't pass out it. Maybe I can do styling." She said, "Shan, there is something known as luck by chance kind of a thing, right? You are just
Destiny,
lucky,
yeah.
your destiny. She said, "Your destiny, if you want to become number one," and that was an amazing thing what she told me. "You don't care what you do. You just want to be in Bollywood, right?" I said, "Yes, ma'am." She said, "If you just want to be in Bollywood, as a designer, it's not that easy. You need to have the fund. You need a really, like, to become a designer is not that easy. You need to have the support from the back like crazy. This is one job, Shan. You don't need support. You need to have a good kit. You need to um, be on your toes, and you just need to assist someone for 3 months maximum. And once your kit is done, you can become the king." And somehow, when she told me that, I said, "So who are there?" And she said, "There's this guy known as Mickey Contractor," and I didn't know who he was. He is equivalent to Manish Malhotra. Maybe you don't know him because he's not be visible, but how important Manish Malhotra is, he's equivalent important to that man. And I was like, "Wow," and you think I can become like actresses' friends, and I can be in Bollywood and I can travel the world creating beautiful songs. She said, "You can do this." So because of her words, I did my second semester, and that semester I became again the class topper. I started loving hair and makeup, and it took me 6-7 months. And by the end of the third semester, I knew exactly. I was really blessed in Pearl Academy. They were sending us also to places like, when you are the class topper, you are allowed to go and assist your teachers on their works. If you are class toppers, there will be old students coming and asking for, "Who are the class toppers we need, like we have 5 shows coming up," or something like that. So I was really lucky. From my second semester, I started making money because I was working with all the rich, or every student in my class were really rich and loaded, okay? Because they were all just coming for time pass, just learning for themselves, the Delhi rich girls.
Yeah.
They started loving my work. They started calling me in third semester. I was making so much of money because after every class, I was charging only 1500 rupees. And they would just say, 1000 rupees, 1500 rupees. And they would say, Shan, today I'm going for a birthday party. Just come and get me and my mom and my sister ready. And suddenly I'm making 3000 rupees of, like if it's one face, I used to charge 1500, like 1500, not
Okay.
15,000.
Yeah.
1500. And if it's like two phases and three phases, I would come from 1000 to 800 rupees. And suddenly I'm making like 3000 rupees every day. And that's when I realized, wow, there is money. It's easy job. You need to make your name in that little circle and you're sorted. So that's how my journey started coming to India.
But you come from a family that's so deep rooted in tradition.
Extremely.
And if I go back 20 years from now, a boy who wants to become
I didn't tell them. I didn't.
Oh, you didn't tell
I
them.
didn't tell them anyone till I became so popular as a makeup artist
Yeah.
that they all thought I'm a stylist.
Oh.
My entire family, especially, I was in the closet also in that time. So being in the closet is also something that, you're so scared. How can you tell that you're a makeup and hairstylist, right?
Yeah.
To my cousins in Germany or to my relatives. So I used to tell them all that because nobody knew what I was doing 20 years before. They only knew I'm hanging out with actresses, a Chitarangada or a Jackie or a Rani Mukherjee. So they thought, oh my God, he became the designer now and he's with them, When is your label coming out? No, that's still with time. Right now I'm just being with them and I never used to say I'm doing makeup and hair. So I created this own term in my head that's called overall styling. I'm this new stylist called as overall styling. So I look at the hair also, I look at the makeup also, I look at the clothes also, because I need to survive in my circle, right? In my family, because they would only make fun. And more than making fun, what was fearful for me is coming out of the closet at that moment, right? So you are really scared of, oh God, they will get to know. So you just become the stylist that nobody gets to know and you live your life. But then there was a point I became so popular that they didn't care. So I have got to experience, I would say, fame can take away all your stress. Because if you are famous and popular, everyone around you will forget everything. You can do any shit, but if you are a famous person or a popular person, people forgive you. Oh, that happened. Okay, this is that. And I have experienced with my own experience by my fear of coming out if I was not famous or if I was not popular, if I would not make money, the word success is better to say here, you are scared. But the moment you are successful, there's nothing to fear. You know where your power is, you know where your strength is, and you know these people are going to judge you, but they won't judge you like that much if an unsuccessful person comes out of the closet. If you're successful, life is much more smoother, and that's why I think most of the people drive and work so hard to be that successful person.
You said you just wanted to be friends.
Did that make sense what
It
I
did,
said?
it
I
did,
don't
it
know.
did,
Like
it
you
did,
guys
it
said,
did.
cut also in
No,
between.
no, no,
it
no.
did.
It absolutely
You
makes
asked me
sense.
something and I went so deep inside. I'm
No,
so
but
confused.
see,
now.
that's what-
that was the
Sorry.
question.
That was
I had.
needed. That was
okay,
needed.
sorry.
No, 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 no.
I said so
absolutely
many
fine.
pointers which I didn't plan even to say.
No, 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 no.
And
This
you
is
said
actually
you
very
wanted to
good.
be friends with all these actresses and actors,
Yes.
and so do you feel there's friendship in the industry?
There is. That's a little world you create. I would not say friendship, what my cousins would be doing or my old friends. I'm not taking here as an example our industry, because our industry is a little bit out of the league, you can see, because everyone wants to know about our industry. So to compare friendship as a common person who is sitting maybe in Delhi or Bangalore or Kerala or Germany or Africa or America, it's completely different, because those people have that little world. I don't think even you guys will understand it, because you guys also have somewhere connected to the industry from a childhood. Like I could see it very well with my three sisters, an example it is. My two sisters have, each of them have two kids. But for the kids who are born, my elder sister or my second sister, their growing up was completely for the kids different to my younger sister's kids, because they are always in the limelight. So this industry people wants to know. Like if I have six nephews and nieces, everyone wants to first know about my last sister's kids, because it is the show business. It's the world what people wants to know. So it is very, very different to say the friendship of a celebrities. Is it different to the real world of friendship? It's completely different. You cannot even compare them together, because here the fear is you are out of mind is out of
Yeah.
uh,
Out of sight
out
is
of sight is out of mind.
Yeah.
A. B is there are 100,000 people coming every day with this one single dream of following that dream. So you are replaced very easily. You cannot really believe in anyone, and we are so out in the limelight that it is scary. So definitely the friendship will not be equivalent to somebody sitting in Chandigarh with who they grew up with, uh, who has no other bigger goals in their life than just meeting every Friday till they get 40. Once they are 40, they will look after their children. Here, the energy is different. Mumbai energy itself is so different to compared to other places because everyone is trying their level best. Though they don't like it, they don't like to show it on social media, but everyone, the top A grade actor to the driver who drives him, all of them have the same fear. All of them have the same fear of will we be replaced. And that's something I learned from Shah Rukh Khan. I was really, really blessed 20 years before to travel with him, to do a show and travel the world. And in my head, it was always, oh, Shah Rukh Khan must be this actor like in Om Shanti Om, who just sits there and he wakes up, he has an orange juice and he just walks and everything is life. And that was my actually belief. Like that movie definitely did mean so much. And when I looked at him in that 1 month, I was like respectful to this man. Like I thought will just show the hands and things will come happen. No, he makes things happen, and that's something was the biggest blessing in my career. I would say to see in the starting that wow, if a Shah Rukh Khan works so hard, then you cannot complain. You cannot do anything, and calling friendship is that people are scared in this industry. So I would say, oh my God, again I went over my topic of friendship to Shah Rukh Khan. I don't know why the reason I went, but coming to the point, it's such an industry cut off the rest of the Shah Rukh.
It's okay. No,
Really
it's
No,
good.
no,
It's
no,
good.
no,
It's good.
it's
No,
good.
you asked me a question.
No,
and
no,
I
we
went to
will make
another
sense
question.
out of it. Yeah.
So, if you have friendship, you say about friendship, I don't think friendship lasts you long.
Oh,
You do have friends, you do have colleagues, you have those person you can really call at night, but in the end of the day, if it harms that person's career and if that person is a dreamer, that person will move that side a little bit. And the same with me, I feel, and not only me, I think everyone in this industry. So that extreme friendship, what you have in schools or when you are not famous, you won't get once you are famous and known because everyone wants a part of you. So I would say love those people who loves you, be nice to everyone. You never know whom's help you get tomorrow, but really close friendship, very difficult, I would say.
but if I can ask you, what was your first project in Bollywood? Because I really want to know the timeline when you joined the industry.
So, coming to that, my first film was actually I wanted to do films very badly. So, after my course in Pearl Academy, I was looking for work and I got a call from Ambika Pillai because my college was sending out students. So, we all got this call from Ambika Pillai to do this interview, and my head was full of Bollywood, Bollywood, Bollywood. And I went to Ambika Pillai, owns the biggest salon, and she is always a queen. Like, but for today's generation kids, she created fashion shows and the looks. She's unbelievable. Of course, she's older today, and she's maybe not doing that many shows like before. But she was a pure talented artist. Like I can genuinely say, she was definitely a pure talented person, and I really respect her a lot. But I went for the interview, me and four of my classmates, we went, the class toppers, we went, and she was asking the whole time, what do you want to do? I said, Bollywood. Yeah, but now with me, I said, I want to learn the art so well with you because you do fashion shows. She said, no, Bollywood actresses do see makeup artists like dadas. And
Yeah.
she was right. In those days, it was dada. This one, it's not like today anymore. And she said, in fashion, you will have value, so you should do fashion. I said, no, ma'am, I don't want to do fashion. I want to do Bollywood. I want to work with you also. She was like, you are so clear you want to do Bollywood. Why will I take you even? You don't want to do fashion. I said, I like fashion, but I want to do Bollywood. So I was so clear about it. She said, okay, you are not taken. I'm not taking you. Because for her, it was only fashion and brides. But she was damn sweet, and she said, you know, you should go and meet my sisters. They are looking for people, and if you want to learn the art only, they, I mean, they also are. They were very low known, but not known like Ambika, okay? But they were very, very known too. So it's like Ambika, Gopika, Renuka, you know? She said, you just talk to them. Maybe they might be interested to take you. So I was like, okay, I'm going to meet them. So I told the same things to Gopika ma'am and Renuka ma'am. And Gopika ma'am was very clear. She said on day one itself, I hate films. I did one film and they make you feel like a piece of shit. So I don't want to do films. But if you work with me, you need to work with me for 1 year. And this is going to be your monies, blah, blah, blah. Because you can't work with anyone else for the 1 years. And they were very sweet enough that on the same day I met even Renuka ma'am. And Renuka ma'am was like, I like your energy and all. We had to do a look for them. And again, I was the top in the look. So Renuka ma'am said, I really like how you did it. You can be part of my thing, but for 1 year you can't work with anyone. And you have to work with me. And trust me, that 1 year changed my complete life. That 1 year assisting Gopika ma'am and Renuka ma'am, telling them every day what my dream is, and them helping me a step closer of saying, try this kind of a hair, maybe try this kind of a makeup on this bride's sister, because they might be doing the bride and the main people, and I might be doing the like the extras literally on the wedding, like the sister or the sister-in-law or the bhabhi or the auntie, you know. And they used to say, Shan, if you want to do Bollywood, and that time certain actresses' looks were really popular, they used to say, Shan, do those looks on these aunties and bhabis, because bride, of course, you can't do it. And I used to create this fashion looks on this bhabis and aunties, and they used to be like, oh, you are really nice. I look like Rani Mukherjee suddenly. Yeah, I said, yeah. I looked at Rani Mukherjee, and this was because of my amazing gurus, Renuka ma'am and Gopika ma'am. They said, you need to have speed in Bombay. Bombay is all about no time wasting, you go and do. So those 1 year I really worked hard, and I was doing all those extra makeups. And then I was also put, Renuka ma'am was the head of department of Aaj Tak news channel. So for 1 year I was able to work in the news channel world also, and I got to know how this game works really. Still, I was not getting Bollywood work calls, because in that time you needed to be in the union, and you cannot be in the union. And in that time you had to do as a man only hair. Sorry, man can only do makeup, and girls can only do hair in those days. And I started as a hairstylist suddenly, because I was stronger in hair, and I can't come to Bollywood because I wanted to start as a hairstylist. So there was so much of confusion, and every time Gopika ma'am or Renuka ma'am would get an actress, they would call me only to assist, because they were like, Shan, we somehow try, and they were really like, I really want you guys to talk to them also one time. They were like, they would take me for a shoot, and they would like say, you know, Shan, tomorrow we are working with this actress who's coming to Delhi. You come as my assistant. And I would go, and they would push me saying, oh, he's really good. You know, I remember Samira Reddy was doing some movies in that time, and my guru was like, Renuka ma'am was like, Samira, you should work with Shan. Its dream is to come to Bollywood and work in Bombay, and you should work with him. And then she asked me, are you in the union? No, I'm not in the union. So this was up and front. And then within 1 year, I blew out in Delhi. I became the most wanted makeup artist. That I was so busy in that 1 year's time, because I did this one wedding which I didn't know, and Kalyani Chawla introduced me to this certain person, and this person, I did this makeup trial thinking, I don't know who it is. It was just a house which I have never seen in my entire life. And after getting her ready and all, they just asked me, how much would you charge, blah, blah, blah. She was going to book you for all the functions. And I was like, okay, she's going to book me for all the functions. So I charged my coats and all. And
Which
that night, I went to a party. Listen to the story. This is crazy, okay? Listen to this story. It's so crazy. So she called me for this look test, and I did this look test. And this is another story itself, going completely out of the context, how long I've been here. But I'm just telling you, so it definitely makes sense, right? So then she called me, Kalyani Chawla said, so I was working with Kalyani Chawla, and she said, listen, one of my friend wants to do a look test with you. I've spoken about you. So you go and meet this girl, and this is this house in Prithviraj Road, and you just go and get it done. So I said, okay, somebody called Aisha Mittal, whoever, whatever. I went to that house, and that house was massive. So big that I couldn't even believe. I've never seen a house like that, okay? So they were like, okay, no, now go to the backyard. There's another house where she gets ready. So go there. And it's like
Oh God.
in some 2 acres, this unbelievably huge house. When I went there, I saw her makeup station and I felt myself bad because she had so much amazing, better makeup than I had in my little kit. You know, she had everything. You asked the thing that wasn't, she was too sweet also. So she, after everything, she loved it. She burnt her face actually. She burnt her face before meeting me with herself with the tongue machine.
Oh, shit.
And she had a burn. And I concealed it so flawlessly. The universe was loving me for sure that she just looked at the makeup and she said, I'm booking you for 16 functions. And I was like, wow, what kind of a wedding is this? All over the world. And I said this all, and they booked my dates, and they said, now no change up and front. You are booked for this many functions, blah, blah, blah. I said, wow, amazing. And then that night I went. In those days, 20 years before in Delhi, they had this thing called 22 years before in Delhi, known as the Models Night, where models would throw parties and everyone. And in that time, in that 1 year's time, I was already working on all fashion magazines with Marie Claire, Cosmopolitan, because I became really known because I would work for this to go to Bombay. Because and then in the night I would work with Renuka ma'am and Gopika ma'am. So I was working. That's what a lot of makeup artists didn't know. I was one makeup artist who was sleeping 90% in my car because I would work in news channel, Aaj Tak news channel in the night. In the morning, I would do a fashion magazine. In the night, I would go and help Renuka ma'am and Gopika ma'am. And in the night, I would go again to Aaj Tak news channel because was someone needed. People don't understand this is, right? So whatever. So I was just, and I went to this models night, and an unknown person and my model friend was sitting next to me. And I got a little bit drunk, of course, knowing me. This model asked me, what are you doing, Shan, these days? I said, oh, don't even ask me. I did this look test. It was a huge house. She's really loaded, and she booked me for 16 functions. You can't even imagine. 16 functions I got booked. So this girl next to her was like, oh my God, who is this? When is the wedding? I said, oh, it's like in 6 months' time. It's in London, it's in Paris, it's in Mumbai, it's in London, everywhere. And she was like, oh, who is this girl? I said, some Aisha Mittal. I don't know who it is. Some Aisha Mittal. She said, oh, Aisha Mittal is getting married? I was like, yeah, do you know her? And I didn't know this person even. She said, we all are waiting for it. And I was a little bit drunk and I was like, okay, fuck it, whatever. She knew her, whatever it is. She must be someone known. The next day morning, 9 a.m., I'm getting a call. Looking the same number, Aisha Mittal. Did you tell last night anyone I'm getting married? I said, I was at a model's night. I don't know who, but I don't know. I just told one of my model friends. She said, oh, fuck, I forgot to tell you not to tell this to anyone. That was the head of Times of India, and in the front page it's written Aisha Mittal is getting married on these days, and her makeup artist SHAAN from Germany leaked it out. And I was like, I'm really so sorry, I didn't know. She said, yeah, she never said this also, it's fine, because she was wanting it to get publicized by Vogue or something, but now she said, now it's Times of India everywhere. And trust me, that changed my life. That changed. I was so busy that I was getting booked. Of course, Aisha's wedding I did, and it was one of my best experience. They are so down to earth, those people, and they are amazing as humans. So I did that wedding, and then my life completely changed. Because every time I wanted to come to Bombay, there were so many obstacles. You know, no stay, no work. You don't know if you can. I love to work in the city, even because you need to have a union card. This, that, and suddenly my life is completely changing in this side where I am just becoming more busier. I'm increasing my rates from 5,000 to 12,000. I'm still getting booked. I'm charging for 25,000. I'm still getting booked. I'm asking for 35,000. I'm still getting booked. And in that, like 22 years before, 35,000 means
Per-
it's like almost
per look.
per look.
Per look,
Yeah,
okay.
because I don't have dates. Like I'm getting calls from Chandigarh where two brides are calling me together. Okay, they're sharing the money. I'm getting a hotel. They're ready to come. I was that busy. I was getting every day 20 brides, 30 brides. I'm increasing my rate, and even increasing my rate, I am getting left, right, center brides, and all the brides. Okay, I'm not joking. Like imagine Chandigarh brides are calling me together so that
And they pay.
they pay 35,000 and 70,000, 22,000 is like almost making 10 lakhs a day.
Wow.
Are you getting my point? And for a newcomer, literally quite new in the industry, but still inside me was like, I want to get films. I want to, whichever actress comes, I'm begging them, I want to get films. And it was so strict that you needed to have the union card. And without union card, these actors are themselves saying, sorry, we can't work with you, you don't have union card. I was crying, crying, crying. And that's when I was started doing fashion more. And I met Chitrangada Singh. So I met Chitrangada Singh at a fashion show. I did her makeup and she took my number down, and she was Delhi based at that time. She took my number and she was like, dude, I really like your work, and you come tomorrow at my house for coffee. So I went, I started working with her,
Lucky
one
you.
shoot, two shoot. She is the sweetest
Oh, I
human.
love
I always
her.
say
I
Chitrangada is
love
my
her.
number one.
I love
Because
her, I love her.
she literally holded my hand step by step and she helped me. And today I'm here also because I would say 3-4 people who helped me. It's definitely Gopika ma'am, Renuka ma'am, Chitrangada and Munna. I will always say because those are the little people who gave you the confidence of packing your bag and throwing away your sim, you know. Cut to Chitrangada called me. She started making all her shoots happen in Bombay, in Delhi, so that I can do her makeup and hair. And I started working. She was the first person to say, "Shaan, come with me as my friend." And it was the parachute, my first ever shoot in Bombay, parachute with Chitrangada. She said, "You just sit in the set. I get another makeup artist, Dada, and you just sit. You do my makeup and hair, and he's going to sit even if union comes." So this is when
Wow.
the point coming again to your question, because I'm such a big talker, I spoke too much in between.
No.
But coming to the point, my first ever movie was Ye Sali Zindagi. That also it shot in Delhi. It was shot in Delhi, 90%. So I was still working in Delhi. And that's when all these girls slowly in Bombay started getting to know, okay, Shaan is really interested into films. Then my second film was again not in Bombay. It was in Goa because of the union. But Jackie was like, I'm doing this movie known as Murder 2. Would you like to do it? And by that time, I'm literally saying no to such big amount of monies because I'm saying no to brides and I'm doing this, but I don't have a food in Bombay to stay or live. Then Chitrangada had a schedule in Bombay left. She said, you stay with me only, it's not a problem, you stay with me and do my makeup. And you know, still I don't know, should I move out from Delhi, because every day I'm getting tons of calls. So then my third movie happened because Lisa Hayden was my close friend in that time, and Lisa also got to know that I'm doing films. So Lisa was like, okay, then do my film also.
I think I need to hang with him more often.
And that is in Thailand, you don't need union card. So in 6 months time, I'm doing Ye Sali Zindagi in Delhi, Murder 2 in Goa, and Rascals in Bangkok.
Oh, yeah.
So I am then so sure that I want to come. So my manager in that time was like, Shaan, you need to be very careful. Mumbai, right now you are getting work and your dates are getting blocked. Here you are making, and that even Gopika ma'am and Renuka said, dude, you are making money here. You're making so much of money that entire north side knows you. Now you are not going to get this 35,000 there. You are not going to get the kind of lifestyle you are. And there I'm already now 4 years old. You know, I coming with a dream in 6 months to Bombay, it's already happened. 4 years I'm stuck there. Okay, I'm stuck from 2000 to 2004. I'm literally stuck there. Okay, I'm completely stuck there. And the thing is, now I want to continue. Brides were not exciting me. Fashion shoots were not exciting me. That big movie, you know, I grew up in the time when movie was the
lavish big
god.
sets, yeah.
And we had no other entertainment. So I wanted to do it. Then I came also to Bombay because after finishing all the outdoor schedules, I just thought, let me take a
I'm so sorry, I'm going to cut you. I'm very confused. What is this union card? Like, you still need a union card?
Now you don't need it
Now you don't need
anymore,
it,
but still they harass you on sets when there is camera rolling.
Because there are so many people who just do makeup and hair.
Now the rules has changed.
Okay.
Like 5 years before also, I would say before pandemic, girls were not allowed to do makeup. It was only boys who were allowed to do makeup, and girls were only allowed to do hair.
This is on a film set
Any film set.
in Bombay.
Oh, the makeup world has completely changed too. Like
I
how
had
we say
no
the film
idea about
industry
it.
has changed.
Even I
I
didn't.
had
The
no
makeup
idea.
world. For the kick, they had to stop the movie shoot kick because I was doing Jackie's makeup and hair, and I forgot the card. That song, Mere Yaar Na Mile
Yeah.
Tu Mar Ja. They stopped the shoot. You didn't were that strong that time. They stopped the shoot, and then, of course, Salman's makeup artist Raju Bhai is very well connected, and he said, "Tomorrow, if you don't bring it, you will not be allowed to be on a set anymore." So there was something known as union card, and girls were strictly only allowed to do hair, and men were only strictly allowed to do makeup.
But why is this the case?
It's because a lot of people were losing jobs, and union was very strong, and now union just completely is gone. They
Like-
can't do a union
Like,
anymore
I'm
because
actually
every second
shocked
person is a
because-
makeup artist or hairstylist right now.
Yeah.
They can't have so many people.
Because there are so many leading actresses who have. Oh, actually, yeah. Women are doing makeup.
No,
No,
in
the-
that time
In that
it was
time,
men
men
were
are doing
doing
makeup.
makeup,
Makeup
and
dada.
woman was
Makeup dada
like
was the
Madhuri
term.
Dixit ma'am, or even till why would we go that time?
Yeah.
I'm talking about Kick, which is just
Which
10
just like
years,
happened
11
right
years
now,
before.
yeah.
11 years before it was like that.
But it just feels like it was yesterday. So it changed after pandemic.
Pandemic, the whole world has changed.
Pandemic,
The film industry has changed. Humans have changed.
Mm-hmm.
Kids have changed. I think our brains has changed. So
This is exactly my question.
So I
Being in
believe-
the industry, how do you feel? Like, what changes do you see in these
Complete.
20 years?
complete, especially the last 4 years, it's not a normal change. I would say the changes happen little by little, little by little. People became nicer, but I feel pandemic also is something that where everyone earlier, I would say 20 years before, like I said, I always believe Shah Rukh Khan just wakes up and the orange juice comes automatically, the
slippers.
scripts comes automatically, the slippers comes automatically. He just needs to keep his hand like this, and the quotes
Quote
are
comes.
coming. That's what we believed, right? And I think now because of pandemic, the whole world knew. That was the first time when the world janta knew that celebrities has to sit at home. Celebrities has the same sad life. Or of course, Sushant's death also. That everyone is normal. And I think that is also one big reason that stardom is gone. Because till that, we actually humans thought that celebrities are made in a different. Like I remember 22 years, 23 years, when I was 15 years old, 16 years old, my classmates used to ask me this question: does your brother look fat? And I used to look at them saying, what do you mean? Because my brother-in-law is an actor, right?
Yeah.
So they used to, my college mates used to, and he was very known, and he's very good looking, and he's tall for South Indian, everything. So my friends literally used to ask, does he fart like us? And I used to be like, yeah, he's just a human. No, his father is an icon also, right? Like, imagine his son, does he fart? I said, yes, they do fart the same way we fart. They cry the same way we cry. But that is what was the image of a celebrity before. But now, thanks to social media also, they know it's all the same. It's nothing like different.
One thing that I really caught on to is your obsession with Bollywood. Okay,
I-
and I completely understand. I think even at one point in time, even I was completely obsessed, and right now I'm just like, I don't want to watch a film because I don't know, that transition has somewhat happened. And since you've been working in the industry for 20 years, tell me, how was the industry back then? Because I think it was very much more open to like people coming in, there was not like so much of a shebang, and now it's like I feel so restricted, and there are just like a few people, and they're known as the industry. What do you think?
I think that was always there.
Yeah.
Even 20 years before, it was the same. But it was not out for audience to understand it. Like an example, it was the same. You switch on the TV, media always had two people fighting each other, because they know if you don't put two people in the same level,
Yeah.
10 people in the family will like Shah Rukh Khan, and 10 people will in the family like Salman Khan. And that's the game of media, right? Media always put two girls together, two boys together, and they compare. And when we sit a group of friends of five of them like Shah Rukh Khan and five likes Salman.
Yeah.
That was always there. And the way media was going also, I would not say that has changed so much. It's the same. Whoever was powerful in that time would put in the money. You buy a Filmfare, you buy a Cine Blitz, you buy a Vogue, you buy a Cosmopolitan. It was always those 10 people. Those 10,000 people were struggling. You only knew about those 10 people who were playing the game rights. Right now, what is happening is the reach to the audience is everywhere. There is Reddit, there is Instagram, there is Facebook. The truth somewhere comes out. And also, the change here is just, in a way, a lot of people are getting much more opportunities and they're working more. The stardom is gone completely. But the way we are going to see stars is going to change completely. That is what is going to change now completely. There will never be a superstar, I would say, what was there 20 years before.
So what about the actors, the Gen Z actors that are
There will
being
never be.
launched now? What do you
There
think
will
about
never
them?
be, like, seriously, I was really blessed in a very young age of my career to work with Rani Mukherjee. And today, when I look at it, you don't get that fans of Rani Mukherjee today anymore. You know, what I have seen traveling with them, or the superstars then, I'm talking about, like a Bipasha Basu in her days, Rani Mukherjee in her days, all those girls, what they were in that day, that is not going to come back ever. Because today, social media has, first of all, in fact, if you ask me something, I think earlier days it was worse than today. It was worse because you switch on the TV, you see those 10 people. You buy a magazine, you see those 10 people. You buy, you go out, you see those 10 people in the posters. It was all about that in our childhood. But today, why I feel the stardom is completely gone and stars will not come back is because if you don't like a person today, and if you don't follow that person, and if you don't like that person at all, and if you just even put on Instagram, not interested, why is the reason not interested? Put that name also. You will not even get to know when that person gets 10,000 awards
Yeah.
because Instagram just blocks that person. So I feel today people will never become that superstar anymore because you don't see about the person. If I tell you openly, I don't like this one particular A-grade actress right now. I don't want to say the name or anything. But I did that. And how I did it is I was working with this really young girl and we were discussing and we were talking, oh my God, this person. And that person also didn't like that person. And she was like, oh, I don't like this actress. She's like this and she's like that. And I said, yeah, even I don't like it. But you know what to do. You see her, whatever it is. And that's when I got to know, oh, you're not interested. And she taught me how to do that. Not interested. Type the name also. And after that, it's been 1 year. I don't get to know a single thing about that person. I don't know even what that person is doing. I don't know what that person is doing. And forget about the sad part. My friends all work with that person. And their post also I don't see because you have blocked that particular name. So you don't get to know. And I'm like, oh, did that person do this also? Or did that person do that also? And that person genuinely did the best of the best things. But still I didn't get to know anything. So it is really, really good also, bad also, that everyone has their own audience. Today, I can start my makeup line and saying, oh, I don't care, I need 10 people, and that 10 audience is enough for you. That's why today a lot of people have much more to do than being an actress or an actor. Because in the end of the day, you have to work so hard to become an actress or an actor. Why the F will you do that if you have so much more easier, if you have your own audience, your own little family in your bubble? In the end of the day, it's all just a bubble. It's not reality.
Correct.
Stardom is not reality. Everything is a bubble we create and show off the world. So in the show business. So that bubble you can create in your own world and you can be completely not touched or felt bad with anything and you can live in your bubble. So it's the same thing.
So, say for example, if there's this ex actor or actress we're talking about, and say if we don't like her, and if a lot of people also don't, do you feel PR agencies are kind of being manipulative with us?
Of course. Of course. 100%. Everything you see is manipulated. Nothing is real. Nothing is
like
real.
if say for example there's this one film that came out and we didn't like that one film. Ideally, the second one wouldn't an outsider wouldn't get a second film. But here, I feel like you're being shown the actor so much, or the actress so much has been shown to you that you start to resonate and you start to like them.
That's human, right? That's human. And also remember one thing: films are never made for our age groups. Actually, none of the films ever was made for you. Maybe your dad in this age, when you were a small kid, or your age right now. Films' real audience is actually the age group from say 7, 6, 7 to say 14, 15, 16. Because that's the time where you can manipulate a child's brain, and that's why it's family oriented films. That's why certain superstars became stars, because you're growing up with them. You're growing. That's why they had a shelf life of 20 years or 25 years, because like I don't have children, but I was a fan of, say, an example, best example I can give you, my father itself. My father didn't like anyone else than Amitabh Bachchan. All right, my name was given because of his name.
Yeah.
Film. Now, for my father and for me also, Amitabh Bachchan was a very important part of my life. Is the reason is he was a fan. He made me a fan of him. You had no other option than watching his film. And also, as a kid, when you, even if you don't like something, some phases are put in your friends through media, agencies, managers, production houses. For a small child, even if you don't like that person, you see that person here, that you see that person there, you see that person here. What happens is the child one time might say, I don't like this person. Second time again, third time again, when it comes to getting the opportunities. Fourth time, fifth time. That's what the powerful people are doing. After 10 times seeing that person, even if you don't like that person, you will like some part of that person. Or maybe that one out of the 10 films, that one film you like, you will be like, oh my, it's not really that actress or that actor is not bad. You will start liking it. And that's the game of manipulation, right? You are making people addict to something that they don't even really like. And that's why I say nothing is real. Everything is a facade, what we see in this world. Everything is a bubble. So, and this bubble is created in their little world, which they are powerful enough to rotate it everywhere. So that's the reality.
What's the worst you've been treated by someone? One thing that, like,
I have
kinda
never
stuck
got
with you.
treated badly very openly, except one actress, but I completely understand after 15 years or 18 years, I was hospitalized because of her. But I don't blame her today, because I was young, I was 20 years old, she was in her mid 30s, and she had that relationship for very long. And particularly the sad part is that was the day when her boyfriend called her in the morning and said, we are breaking up. So of course the entire anger issue came on me. I was just a new makeup artist 20 years before, and you don't want to make this big brand look like you are weak. And the truth is, today I speak to that actress also, but I was hospitalized. But today when I look back, being a 40 plus man, I can look at her and I understand what she went through. And maybe in my 20s I hated her, but now, when I get old, and especially living with girls a lot more, I mean, I'm very lucky that a lot of boys are jealous like you. That I spend 90 percentage with girls.
That too,
So
like,
today, I feel very sad for her, and I understand her. Maybe I was 22, 23, or 24, 25 in that time, and I couldn't understand why she was to me like that. But today, when I look at her, I completely understand why she was rude at me. Okay, she wanted to get married to him, and you are getting a call in the morning that I'm not marrying you. You are midlife crisis going on for her in that time. She doesn't have that many films in her hand, and you are coming on set with the worst news. So of course, the anger can only be given out not to the big brand, right? It can only be given to the smallest person on the set, which was me. So that maybe was one of the biggest shock. I was hospitalized for 2 days, but today I completely forgive her, and I completely understand where she's coming from and what happened to her. So that's life.
That brings me to my next question.
Yes.
Like, can you define or can you describe a Bollywood heroine? Because when we talk about a heroine, like there's hair, there's makeup, there's glamour, there's beauty, there's someone who's larger than life. There are like saris flowing in the air, great locations. But like, how are they, since you spend so much time with them?
Yeah, exactly like us.
Us,
They
okay.
have, in fact, not even like us. It's a very vulnerable place where they are at. And it's a very risky place. Out of sight is out of mind. You give two flops, you are out. An entire family might be under the support of that one particular person. I mean, it's just that they have something which is different, what none of us have. Maybe because that's that kida which comes from inside to be this particular person, and that's what them push them and drives them there. But the truth is, once you are there, everyone is the same situation. You sleep in the same bed, you sleep in the same white sheets. It's all the same. So today, after 90 Bollywood films, I know what an actress goes through. My own niece and nephews, they want to become an actor and actress, and I tell them, remember one thing, it's very easy, but if it doesn't come from inside, if that drive doesn't come from inside, to be there, you cannot be. And of course, it's difficult. And in a young age, I used to always complain, oh my God, this one is difficult. Oh my God, this one is just a drama queen. Or this one is. At this age, I say to them also, be that drama queen if you have that dream. Be that difficult person if you have that dream. Because if you are a nice person, you will never reach there.
That's true. I completely think that if you're a nice person, you will never reach there.
I
even
have
if you-
come to a point, if you are a nice person, you reach certain level, but from there, that other X factor level, you
You
won't
can't.
reach.
So what is the X factor level? Like
That
what?
number one game.
Yeah, what are the qualities you need to get to the X factor
You need to
level?
love what you do so much that, like we said, it's like a horse. You have to bring the blanks on. You cannot look left and right. You cannot feel sad that why did I miss my cousin's wedding. You can't be sad why I have to work for 24 hours. You can't be sad that you can't eat your favorite food. You can't be happy of sad about giving that extra 2 hours. You can't be sad. That is all those little X factors to make you that number one. And of course, you need to make your team also work like dogs.
Yeah.
So it's a reality. When you
Yeah.
are a nice person, you smile away, you let it go. And all those little niceness brings you down, and that all little badness makes you to that number one.
I also feel like, people say that, okay, I met this actor or I met this actress and like I don't like them as people and this and that, whatever. I feel where they are, by the time you reach there, you have literally nothing left inside of you.
I give you a very big, small example. I'm not saying the names. So I do see them traveling their journey and how much hard work it is involved, right? So I had this friend, she was a model, and she reached somewhere, and she is not working in our industry anymore, but whatever come, she got married and all. But the truth here is, 20 years before, we started together. She was a young girl, I was a young boy. We started working. She did few films. She moved from Delhi to Bombay. And for a girl to move from Delhi to Bombay itself is difficult, and then our industry is not that easy also. And after a couple of years, when she got known, and before her marriage and all, she was doing film there and here and all. A common friend, a very big designer, messaged her. And this designer, apparently she didn't reply, and she was going through a really bad time in that time. Her mom had cancer, blah, blah, blah shit. And she didn't reply, of course. And I met this designer later. And the designer comes to me and says, oh my God, that ex really changed so badly. She has so much of fucking attitude, blah, blah, blah. And blah, blah, blah. And I looked at the designer, her, and I was like, she can't be the same person anymore. She can't be the same person running around in the college days and doing trial shoots for you. She did so much. Were you there in this long path of 8 years with her? Did you call up and say, I'm sending you 20 lakhs and live your life? No. She had to become a complete different person with so much of pressure that she didn't have the time to give an answer to your funny, stupid joke. So that's when I realized, when people say, oh my God, this person, don't change, that only dumb people say. If you want to be a successful person, you have to change. You cannot be the same person. No one is the same. You cannot expect a child who can't walk after 20 years also say, you don't walk, you just scroll. It's not possible. When we get older, when we get matured, humans change. And how much trauma a person has to reach where that person is not that easy. It's a lot of difficulty. So people change. And being difficult in my 20s, I used to hate those people. But today I respect those people who are difficult, because they're at least trying and living their lives what makes them happy. So I would say being difficult is not bad. Changing is not bad, because there's so much of trauma to reach that number one game.
One thing you love about being a makeup artist and one thing you hate about being a makeup artist.
One thing I love being a makeup artist is that the really powerful people, they do listen to us and they do here and they do let us do, and they are never really bad to us. They might be really bad to the others, but they're really nice to us. And the really one bad thing I hate about makeup artists is that we have to reach still half an hour before them. So that's one thing.
And how much do you get paid for all these shenanigans?
I do get very well. I mean, I do definitely get, as a college fail, as a really dyslexic, dumb person, I definitely make much more than a lot of people who have studied, and like much more than the lawyer. Much no, smart lawyers, they do make money, but I would say much more than a lot of people.
A bracket, if you could give.
I think medical field is the field where you have to study most, and more than studying also, it's also more the risky industry. I feel in the end of the day, when I go and do a makeup wrong, it's maximum the liner is crooked or the lip is not imperfect, I won't kill a person with that, you know. I might can kill a person's career, but that bad I am not also. But still to, you know, even the top actress can have a bad makeup day and her career is not over. People will forget it. But you cannot be a doctor and be a bad doctor, right? Or a bad pilot. Like they say, a bad pilot is never survives. It's the same way. So I would say, compared to a doctor or a pilot, I make so much more, and it's a lot.
Like you were saying that you get paid very handsomely, or you
Right.
get paid very
Touch
well.
wood, touch wood, touch wood. Let's touch wood, touch wood, touch wood. Yes, I do.
But your industry doesn't like it. Like, you know, they have a lot of issue with the actresses' entourage. Like, they don't like it that, you know, if the hair and makeup artists are getting paid like 1 lakh a day, 2 lakhs a day, they feel like, you know, much more emphasis should be given to the
On the
script,
films, that's
script
correct, yes.
writer,
Yeah.
should be given to the editor.
I mean, just
What's
take
this
names now.
Like Anurag Kashyap recently said, you know, like, you know, the entourage, or even I've heard even Karan Johar saying it, like, you
No,
know, like
there was a big difference.
there was a big difference.
There was
yeah.
a big difference.
Okay.
That's what I really want to give you this answer. And the answer, because I'm getting so many calls, I'm getting so many messages. And my only one question is, first of all, everyone works certain years, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years to make money. No one is doing, what is it called?
A constant, it's not a stable...
No, and no one is doing a favor to anyone here, first of all. Will this Anurag sir, after so many hits, go and do a movie for what a newcomer director will do? No, right? The answer is already given. Of course, there is a lot of jealousy, and I completely understand, because we do get more paid than managers. We do get paid more than the first AD, and we do get more paid than the, say, the head of, no, not the HOD of DOP, the DOP not, but the DOP's assistant. Yes, we do get more paid. But there is a reason why you get paid, and not everyone gets this 1 lakh or 2 lakhs or 3 lakhs. There are certain people, there are millions. There are 17 lakhs of hairstyle makeup artists in Mumbai, and there are 21 lakhs of hairstylists in Mumbai. So you can count 10 of them who is making that. One. Number two, it's almost me going right now and saying to Anurag sir that in your film I want 150. I will never do or get a call from his films, first of all. When you are saying, you got the answer here true already, okay? Karan Johar said in one way and Anurag Kashyap sir said in a different way. You look at the film graphs itself. In an Anurag Kashyap film, if you are there, he has to call me to make you look at the dark circles. Your hair is too nice. I have to make it frizzy. That is his heroines. And of course, he can lose. Of course, he can lose his shit because suddenly he is hearing 1.5 for makeup and hair, and his heroines don't need makeup and hair. He's not doing a movie where there's a chiffon sari and blow-dried hair and close up like a Maniratnam film. You have to understand everything has its own. When Karan Johar spoke about it, he was very clear. He said the heroines are charging much more. Okay, the actors have to come down with the price. Why? He knows the importance of makeup and hair. He knows the importance that in his shot, the girl has to have. Why does he call them Mickey Contractor? Why is he not calling, there are millions of hair and makeup artists here. Why is he calling a Mickey Contractor? Because Karan Johar knows the importance of the makeup. Why does he call Manish Malhotra and not a C-grade stylist? Because Karan Johar knows the importance, how important the hair and makeup is, because he's making a commercial film with that budget. And he's not crying about Mickey Contractor. He himself calls Mickey Contractor still for his films, who charges a really good amount. And Mickey sir is someone I look up to from my college days for last 20 years. Mickey sir needs to get what he needs, get paid, because he is definitely a little bit, he is definitely not young kid.
No.
He has maybe a back problem. He has the experience of knowing in a rainy scene you need to do makeup like this. That input is what we are paying. A choreographer also charges 1 crore for song. Do you pay everyone 1 crore? No, you have choreographers of 50,000, 5,000 also. You have choreographers who charges 1 crore also. Why? It's the expertise. And in a Anurag Kashyap film, in 90 films, I have never got a call. I have never got a meeting lined up, because I understand his films don't need makeup and hair. His film is in some village with a cotton sari of 250 rupees. She wakes up and she cries. Or she wakes up and that's his films. In his film, there is no girl who is running around. The hair has to be blown in a slow motion. Hair, lips close up where the boyfriend says something. It's a different world. It's a two different universes. Now, Anurag saying is his opinion and his film and his style. In 20 years, I never got the call, so I'm not going to sit and cry. I've got calls from the Dharma offices much more, because they know the importance. So people have taken this entire as a misunderstanding. And guys, when you are experienced and when you know your job, I did a shoot yesterday. I had to do 4 different looks on 2 girls, and I had 20 minutes. You cannot tell a makeup artist who charges 5,000, just passed out from the college, to do that. I knew how to change it. And of course, what does it mean? We can't charge? Does it mean we should go down because the film is not made? No. As a makeup artist also, we know very well what your sign is. I do more Dharma films or Nadiyat films, or I do films where director wants me, like Mohit Suri. An example is, Mohit Suri pays me what I want for Ashiki, for Half Girlfriend, for all his films, for Malang. He gives me because I give him those inputs. And his films are more glossier. You cannot have one DOP and make a Karan Johar movie, right? You need DOP and the team. So Anurag sir's words, what Anurag sir says is his world, is his bubble. And what, there is another bubble also. Of course, he is shocked that the actress, and more than makeup and hair, he was also blaming the agencies. Okay, the agencies just came and he picked up apparently the actress directly, and he asked the actress, that's what I heard,
and
right?
she said she wasn't aware about it.
She was not aware. I mean, that shows you immediately that this industry, you are thrown out immediately. It's a heartless place. You can see that. Now, for him just to say immediately, okay, your management said this, you are thrown out. That lady must have worked for years to reach that level, right? It's somewhere you are making that other person's life so miserable. Why she has asked maybe for a makeup, maybe for a hair, maybe for one spot boy, maybe for a cook. It's very easy for people, producers, to say, we are paying. Tomorrow when the actress doesn't look good, and if she is not having the perfect body before the song or before the scene, the director himself will say, why is she looking like this? No clothes are fitting her. Why is she having pimples? Why is the makeup not looking good? Now, certain people, whether it's an actress also, whether it's the makeup artist also, I do ask for business class. I don't travel. I'm very particular that I need business class. I need 5-star hotels, because 20 years I'm standing in this job, doing it for what? To make someone else bigger and richer? Are they going to give me the 10% cut after the movie is released? Do they even call us? No. You call, you ask for a certain amount of name for your life. And that's why we all work really hard. And when you work really hard for years and decades, you can ask for money. Will he come and do a movie for 10 lakhs? No, right? He will also go, because he worked hard for him. He gave hits for it. Now it depends on him if he wants to work with a Mickey contractor like Karan Johar, and Karan Johar definitely pays him also, because Karan Johar didn't stand there and say, I am paying XYZ people this much of money. I don't. He loves Mickey Contractor, and it's a beautiful bond to see that, wow, a director loves a makeup artist so much that for years he's taking him for films, and all his films are glossy. Now, I'm damn sure Mickey Sa never got a call from any other production house also, which is happening in Delhi in a village where she's getting, no looks only, you have to put dark circle also. So, as a makeup artist, does it affect me? No, it doesn't affect me at all. It doesn't do anything, because I shoot every day and I do have beautiful clients, and I know I'm doing commercial film. I'm not doing low budgeted films where they're doing a trial and where tomorrow the girl has to look like and I have nothing against it also. I do enjoy watching those films more. I love watching Malayalam films where there is zero makeup. It was my dream to work in Malayalam always, and Malayalam actresses and actors are my friends. And I just say the budgets are not willing for me to give you 30 days, and when they pay 2,500 rupees, and here you make an X amount much more, you will not go for this art of. I watch those films, I enjoy those films, I love realistic films, but my films are not realistic films. My films are where the girls have high heels on and tight corset and their hair is flying and they are just running around. That's what I am. So now it depends on the next generation of makeup artists whether they want to do artsy film or when they want to do glossy films. And trust me, glossy films has the money and artsy film don't have the money. So you got the answer for that.
Yeah. And I feel like, you just said like you have a lot of friends and this, and you always keep mentioning friends. I wanted to ask you, being friends with someone, have you ever faced any kind of repercussions for just being friends with someone?
I did get though, because I did get a lot, and it is when you are close to somebody, the competitor of that person will definitely never call you back. So because that's the fear. So that I have faced a lot, because the people who don't call me is mainly those people who are having something against my friends. It's a reality because the industry is also very small. And another replica of being friends with certain people, especially I work with actresses, is you have to do a lot of favorism. And if you are not very clear, and if you are still friends without this favorism, like, oh, I'm going for this red carpet, I completely understand, but they do get something out of it, and we don't get. It's us carrying this makeup kit and going. But it's always best with the friends also, when you become close enough and when you're friends enough, you don't talk about work directly. There's always a management involved, and that's the friendship we have in Bollywood. So whatever close you become, you might sit for a coffee, you might go for clubbing, you might be watching movies together, everything. But when it comes to friends, please call my director directly, because otherwise that friendship can hurt you, and that friendship won't last long. Where you just don't want to work with that person. And in the end of the day, we all are here struggling for work, literally. Even if the superstar has to struggle for work, I mean, where is it easy?
What's the worst taunt, or what's the worst, what's the worst taunt you've heard, or someone getting at you for being friends with someone?
In
Like
Bollywood,
their
nobody
rival
talks
or
in
their
face.
contemporary.
They never speak in front of you, right? It's what you hear through managers or the other makeup artist or the other stylist they work with. So of course you have heard a lot. They have. When I started social media 10 years before, I was working with them all, and few of them stopped completely working with them, and they told my friends or my manager that we will work with him if he stops social media. And then I had a couple of friends, like, if you see my social media, there is a Jacqueline, there is a Shraddha, there is a Kriti. They were okay with that, but there were a lot of top actresses who were not okay, and they said, "Oh, we want to keep our lives private," and I was never able to work with them, and I was very strong about what I wanted to do, and I said, I don't care about those actresses whether they call me or not, but I am going to do this. And till date, thanks God that those actresses, they all started their social media, which is also funny right now when I look back. And the best part is most of them have their brands, and there was a time they would send me their brand stuff saying, or do a review, or what do you want to talk about it. And that's when I found it really funny. It's a world where, but I don't blame them also in the end of the day, because 10 years before, everything was hidden. Now you can't do that. If you are doing that, you are completely out. So they have their own pages and their YouTube channel, and it's funny. But I don't work with them though. But it's nice to say that They stop someone's dream and they are doing it for themselves. So that's
You
the
know,
answer.
I am kind of still stuck at the business class. Can you tell me the perks of being a makeup artist? Like, what are the
कल से सब बंद ये शुरू.
like, what are the facilities that you get once you become like a makeup artist of like a top Bollywood heroine, or you work for like a really good production house?
It's not about the heroine or the production house. Everyone wants to save their money. Let's be realistic. Let be very clear as a makeup artist. It's your art. If your art is amazing and if your art is loved by people and if they know that you cannot be replaced, they will do anything what you ask for. And after 20 years of working on 90 Bollywood films, 3 Hollywood films, 2 Telugu films and 1 Kannada film, I can tell you, and I've worked on all the platforms. I have done magazines, I have done brides, I have done everything. If your art is good, you can ask exactly how anyone else asks. And it's whatever you ask. Like for me right now, it's in a contract if a bride takes me that 1 ticket business, 2 ticket economy, 1 5-star hotel, which is closest to the bride.
Yeah.
It's a rule in mine, you know, and of course they do say, oh my god, even assistant is so expensive. So I say no, assistant is someone, but then if assistant stays somewhere else, he needs to have a car anytime to come with my kit. So I'm very particular when I do a bride right now. I say 1 business class, 2 economy. The hotels should be just good and decent. I'm not saying give them the worst hotel or something. A good, nice hotel. But for me, the closest 5-star hotel, because they can put you anywhere they want. And I say 5-star next, closest to the bride.
Right. Okay.
So that's what I get. And for shoots, it's hours. When you are young, you can do 14 hours and 15 hours. And Bollywood shoot or any shoot doesn't finish. So I'm very clear till 12 hours full. But half an hour I give you extra. But after half an hour, it's 1.5 day shift.
Okay.
So whatever you have paid me, I need half amount more. Otherwise, and the actresses I work with, they know me. So they stay with me and they say also, yes, I agree. 12 hours is human. It's not humans really. 8 hours is what should be a shift or 10 hours. But 12 hours, I do give them an extra half an hour. But after that half an hour, those people who makes us shoot are making money out of it. Otherwise, I don't understand this whole ideology where they say, oh, why are you charging for 1.5 hours extra? I would also love to have Deepika Padukone and Shah Rukh Khan on my chair and say, guys, work for me. I don't fucking care that, right?
Yeah.
Because when you are getting those kind of celebrities, you have to understand they are making an X amount of money. They are not doing seva here for anyone.
Yeah.
Nobody is doing seva here. Come on, let's be realistic. After 12.5 hours, if you still want to shoot, then give me that extra half a day payment. Otherwise, it's a pack-up. Shoot is not done. That's it. But it takes time. It takes time and it takes years of experience and people to trust. And it's also very difficult that you are replaced them. So you have to be mentally prepared that yes, SHAAN, you can be replaced. So be ready with the consequences also.
What's the worst treatment you've gotten on a
The worst.
wedding? The worst and the best.
The worst, I've done 1,000 brides. The worst is, I remember if you ask me, the worst what I've got is one bride took my hair extension and it was really expensive in the starting of my career, and she took it and she promised me she will give me and she never gave me. So that's something. And I have 2 suitcases of extension, but still when I think about, and not that it was a great extension in that time, but still if you ask me, that will be one, because I really worked hard to buy that piece of extension in that time. So it's somewhere down in my heart, which I remember when I do brides, I will not give them an extension, though I have extra also. So that is one. And the best is, so I would say Aisha. I mean, what Aisha has done and shown me in that time, in that young age, is something that, it's something. But I have too many brides who gave me good times. I can't say that Aisha only. Maybe Aisha because that was my first one, you know, to travel and see. But touch wood, I swear, I had never an issue with. I'm one person who takes a lot. You know, you can insult me, you can scream at me. Recently, I was working with a very big actress, and because of her mistake, and after a point, you can feel people also, right? Because she couldn't do something. Of course, you know, on a movie set, I have learned something. You only start giving back when you can't do that. When you can't perform a dance, you will blame it on the stylist that the outfit is tight. If you can't do one scene, if you don't know how to sweep the commercial way, the person will immediately put it on, or the hairstylist put the extension, it's too heavy, that's why it's not going. So it's a blaming game on a movie set because nobody wants to get blamed, right? And after 20 years, I'm so used to this blaming game that I do take things. Like a week before, I did a shoot with one actress, and I don't want to see too much in details, you might know, but she was being extremely difficult, and every time me and the photographer would have this one look, because me and this photographer has done 10,000 shoots.
Yeah.
Together, okay? And we look, okay? And we do this. After that, she will shout at the stylist, okay? And the stylist, and that one look is enough, where you look and you
like
say,
what's
"What?"
going on. Yeah.
This is like insecurities and sadness and depression together, and you let it go. So I am so thick-skinned right now that people can say anything to me, and I know I have those. I always tell this to my niece and nephews also. If you know 50 people, it's a lot, and I do have that. And if you know 50 people, and if they know you in and out, and you know them in and out, you don't need to worry. Because those 50 people, if they know you, your life is sorted. And it can be anyone, your cousins, your friends,
Correct.
your co-workers, anyone. And for me right now, her shouting at me saying, you are doing the hair wrong, or you're doing this right, it's because poor girl is going through depression and stress. And she knows she's not maybe looking the best right now. And it's her fear which she's putting on us. And people with lot of experience, they understand it so well. They just that one look is enough. That photographer looked at me, and he couldn't do much because she was just standing straight front of him. He just looked at, he did this, because we did many shoots which was much more difficult, which I could do. Then why on this shoot do I have any anger issue with her not to do the thing? It's that insecurities, and not to show the world that they are so broken inside. And the more those people show it, the more broken they are. And after years, you understand how broken they are.
Since you're sitting in front of me and we're talking about all the serious stuff, but the makeup lover inside of me,
I can
is
see
just,
that.
is just wanting to come out, and I'm just going to do a segment about makeup for all the boys and the girls watching.
Of course.
And Sikandar is
Yeah,
also
actually,
going to
like I really want to know, why is it a shame if boys put makeup? Yeah.
It's not a shame at all. It's the society which made it into a shame. If my nephew is super straight, okay, he's too straight, but he grew up seeing an uncle who is a little feminine, so he had the feminine side, okay? Not that his father is feminine or anything. And most of the time I thought about my nephew, is he a little bit gay? Maybe he's not coming out of the closet, but being an uncle who gives them full support and love, he is completely out, and I've seen how straight he is. He has not one girlfriend, let's be quiet. So, knowing him, and it's the surrounding, it's the society which makes you feel so bad. It's the friends you sit around and mingle with. My nephew has no problem. He does makeup shamelessly. He does makeup also, and he's open about it also. And recently I met one of his ex recently, and it's so fun to meet his ex, because she was just like, what I like about my nephew is because we were talking about makeup the most.
Yeah.
She said, that was the friendship, that is much more than, which a lot of boys don't know. And girls get attracted to that. So I was like, yeah. So it's the surrounding where you are making it a taboo. Like if you go to Delhi to those macho boys and say, I'm doing makeup,
Yeah.
it will be seen as, oh, why is he doing makeup? But
How much makeup do actors apply, male actors?
Everyone, same amount. In fact, it's more difficult to do a men's makeup and hair than the females, because men are very strong to show their insecurities in the world. They show the insecurities around the loved ones. We know that, right? Men do that. And girls show it everywhere, whatever it is. Inside out also. So the entire industry thinks, oh, working with girls is difficult. No, with girls is much more easier, because what they are inside the vanity is also what they are outside. But man is completely two-faced. Because their insecurities, if there is another good-looking man in the same frame with him, then they go mad. And then the hairstylist and makeup artist has it much more difficult than the female makeup artist and hairstylist. So I would say they do the same amount, half an hour, 45 minutes for them too. And I mean, earlier people thought nobody does makeup because I grew up in a generation where I thought Sridevi comes with double lashes born, you know.
Yeah.
And I thought even when she's poor and when she was washing, she had those beautiful double lashes and the lipstick was red naturally, the
Yeah,
glossy.
yeah.
But today you get to know
What's
the
the
world is also
basic
smarter.
thing a man can do before leaving the house?
Everything what he makes him happy, everything what makes him confident to go for out. If it's for that interview, what makes you happy, do that. If it's for a movie audition, do what's needed for you. If it's to find your right girl, do what makes you right and happy to leave the house, because nobody's going to come and help you, nobody's going to do what you need for yourself. So the shame what is put in the boy's head is really very very sad, but do what makes you happy going and make that happen for 100% sure. So that's what makeup can do for a man, and that can be from putting mascara to base to putting a wig, whatever it is. You can do what makes you happy.
And how do you think makeup changes you, or do you need makeup to change how you look?
No, everything comes from the heart. Everything comes from the heart. And we are living in a society what looks are so important. Of course, it is engraved in our brain to look good. If two people come to you and say, wow, you have amazing skin, you are addicted to makeup already.
Yeah.
Because nobody wants anyone to walk to you and say, oh my God, you have terrible skin. Your skin is terrible. Do you want to hear that?
No.
No. So it's the society only who creates that. So of course, makeup is something so important. That's why if you look at the number of makeup artists in Mumbai is 17 lakhs only, but the makeup artist, hairstylists are 21, because every corner, every man, every woman wants to look good. Why do we wear clothes?
Yeah.
It's the same way. And some people can afford it, some people can't afford it. It's another thing. But in today's time, there's everything what you can afford, high budgeted luxury, ultra luxury. It depends on you how confident you want to be to get that meeting happen, how confident you want to be for that audition to go through. So that's the answer to it.
So now tell me a makeup trick that's like a secret to get that glowing skin or to look perfect that Bollywood actresses use.
All the successful people have one thing in common, I feel, that is their routine. And that's the routine which people don't see. And when we see routine, it's not about, oh, waking up 6 a.m. and sleeping at 8 a.m. is the right routine. No, it can be anything. It can be a night routine, like it can be the person works throughout the night and in the day that person sleeps. But that routine of that hunger of, I want to go to the gym, I want to make my body, I want to meet this director, I want to be in this party. And that is a constant, what is it called? A constant thing what you need to have. And I would say the most important thing is being healthy.
Yeah.
Being healthy, not partying, not drinking, not skipping your gym. And this internal glow what you get, then makeup is easy to fix what is a little bit maybe wrong there and here.
Do you feel like opportunities are created in parties?
Yeah, do you really want me to get out of this world extremely? I don't know whether it's again the question. Sorry, I like it. Now I'm saying the answer.
Yeah,
Say
yeah.
again.
I'm saying, do you think like work opportunities are created in parties?
Yes, it is.
Why is it denied?
It's denied because it sounds maybe wrong, but it is. I
It
feel.
is. Yeah.
I have noticed, I have gone somewhere, and I'm not talking about now here producers or actors or anything. I'm talking about pure example of makeup. So many people thought I am this and that till they meet me. Okay, and this is the reason why this kind of parties really work for anyone. And I'm not talking here about actors. I'm talking here purely about a event, what happened to me as a makeup artist. So I'm seeing this one girl, she doesn't know me at all. She only knows me about me around the people she is living, okay? Her manager doesn't like me. So of course she hears terrible things. The stylist she works with also doesn't know me. She also of course will hear the terrible things of me. Okay? The certain people is what she has heard about, and she never called me. And I was in Dubai at this one party where a lot of actors and actors were there, and we sat. Somehow we had a glass of wine, we started talking, and towards the end of the night, which was early morning, it was a star party, she looks at me and said, I heard completely opposite about you from everyone. I said, who are this everyone you heard? She said, my manager. I said, who is your manager? Okay. My stylist. I said, who is your stylist? She said, this is my stylist. I said, okay. When I spoke to her and she said, I heard about you this and that and this. She said, glad we met and we spoke and we spent 4-5 hours in this party and we danced and we became somewhere friends. And thankfully, there were a lot of makeup and hairstylists who knows me there. And she saw how I was interacting with them, how close with them. And she said, I want to work with you, Shaan. And I said, wow, you got to know. Because so most of the producers and directors, you cannot even blame them really, because they might be hearing bad things about the things and they don't want to work with that person. And those parties are created maybe to understand their energies. And suddenly you talk to someone, and if it's a great director, the director can pick up great things. Or if this girl is smart enough, she can pick up saying, oh, this guy is not what I heard. He's good in makeup and hair. Otherwise, certain actresses will not work with me and fight with me if I was really bad. And that girl completely changed her mindset. So that's when I realized these parties are important in our industry. Me going tonight is also important. Maybe there might be one person who has a complete different opinion about me, and it can be changed, and you might open a door, because everyone needs to be updated with the latest people who are in the market, who is working there, what is happening. And these are the great places where you meet and you can show your energy to someone, and you might unblock somebody's thought process about you, and you are just a new person in front of that person. So I think this kind of parties are very important, and you need to go, and especially when you are young, you need to be seen there to get and grab that opportunity you have for you kept there. You know what I mean? So it is very important, I feel.
I just wanted to ask, now I'm coming back to the whole bridal thing, and I'm coming
Yes.
back to how you first did not want to do it.
And now I want to
I'm
do it
coming
badly.
back to first how you did not want to do it, and now you've done it. And
And I want to get back to it. I'm
you
only
want-
getting
exactly.
calls from actresses. Now, when I'm older, I want to get back to it, because it's an easy job. 2 hours, do it and leave. You don't need to be 14 hours on a set.
Easy also, it's such a special day in someone's
Exactly,
life,
exactly.
because those pictures are going to be there. They're going to show it to their children. And it's just like how you feel on that day. So how do you feel as a makeup artist, when you completely transform a bride according to how they want to look, and then, you make their day even more special. So how does that feel?
Amazing. It feels so special. The reason is, most of the brides who calls me, they have seen my work, okay? And you are so used to hearing, oh, you made this actress look beautiful, you made this one person. And it's almost same world, it's all that same world bubble we all are. So you hear and you get used to it. But when you get a bride ready, especially the bride has never looked this way, and it's a big day, when you get a bride ready, and that happiness that entire family gives and tells you is the biggest. And trust me, it's like almost getting an award.
Yeah.
It's almost like going on stage and taking that award. Is when you get it from unknown people, and they see their loved ones on their special days very, very beautiful. You do feel amazing. And me as a makeup artist also, I make sure I listen to my bride everything, because something I did wrong years before, and that is with Chitrangada. She asked me, this hair is not looking good, and I said, oh, Chitrangada, don't worry. As an artist, you have that attitude. I said, no, Chitrangada, this hair is going to look amazing on you. Let's do it. And when it came out, it looked really bad. And my sister herself called me up and said, Shaan, this hair is so bad. It's not suiting her at all. And I realized this is going to be stuck with Chitrangada forever in her life. And I didn't listen because of my ego to change it at the moment. But that also taught me a huge lesson, that I listen to my brides. When they say, it's very easy for them to say, hey, this is what I want to look at. You have done it. It's beautiful. It's on somebody else. So I do show them. And I can say also, maybe this might not look good because of this reason. I do it for you. If you want to change it, I'm doing it. So most of my brides are in love with me. So touch wood. Again, touch wood, touch wood, touch wood, touch wood, touch wood. I'm extremely happy. They love me. I listen to them. I exactly follow what they want, because in the end, like you said, it's for their grandchildren, it's for their family to see and say always that she looked beautiful. And I get paid. I packed my bags and I'm in my business class again and said, but she should be happy that day and rest of her life. And that is like almost like an award when you get a message later, oh my God, everyone loved how you made me look, or this and that. That is really like an award.
And there are so many young boys and girls who want to get into makeup, who want to get into hair. Now with social media growing, it's so much more helpful for them to showcase their talent. I make makeup videos. I love making makeup videos. And sometimes you have the money to buy a vanity. Sometimes you cannot afford like better products. But I think it's all about your art and knowing how to do makeup. So for those young boys and girls out there, who really want to get into makeup and hair, and since you've been in the industry for 20 plus years, what is your advice for them?
My advice, my niece is an engineer and I trained her. She's married, she has 2 kids. And I would say this to her as well as to your audience, because there are tons of makeup lovers. This is a journey which is so creative and you get so much of happiness and you are your boss. So remember, in the starting when you start, whether with money or without money, I would say for 1 year, don't even charge. Get as many people to sit on your chair and do your job. I tell my niece all the time, and I'm telling everyone out there, do as many free jobs in the starting of your life that your art becomes so good. Number 2, I would tell everyone, okay, is wherever you live, you can live in Ludhiana, you can live anywhere, there will be one bridal makeup artist who is busy, there will be somebody who is known. Just go and work with them. My biggest success in my life is Gopika ma'am and Renuka ma'am, because without fear they taught me, and I was so well prepared before coming to Bombay because they helped me also. And you might get a really good soul, and even if you don't get a good soul, if you get a terrible makeup artist to assist, just be quiet and for 6 months learn the good things. Don't learn the bad things from that person. But the more you do work on your art, the more you assist people. It can be 1 person, 2 person, 10 people. I still go for makeup courses. I still feel 100 things what they say, I know 95 things about it, but there will be 5 things which I take back. I do still watch Jeffree Star without fail. I do watch all the makeup artists, because most of the things I hear, I say, yeah. But there will be that one point maybe, oh yeah, let me next time try it. So keep watching as many YouTube videos, tutorials. But the problem with that is you watch it and you forget it. It's the reality. But what I would say to all makeup lovers and hair lovers there is, whomever, it can be your mother, sister, the person in your floor living opposite to you, your classmate, don't let go the opportunities, because in the end of the day, you are aiming to become this #1 makeup artist. You are going to make an X amount. What I spend literally on the products is 1 rupee or 2 rupees, if I count it. If I count an entire day ka makeup, I spent, okay, if you put lashes and lenses, then it's expensive. But otherwise, a mascara to a base I count it as 4 rupees. And I make an X amount. You guys can imagine that. So when that X amount and you're spending 4 rupees, I mean, anyone can, if they have the basic kit. And also, don't go and shop everything immediately in the starting. Go with your classmates or who learn makeup with, or makeup lover you have, share it. Tell your cousin sister who loves to buy it with you and say, listen, you are not a makeup artist. I give you an empty bottle and I give you half of the product. I'm a makeup artist. Let me keep it. So try to save money in the starting for sure, but never try of saving money on the products when you are starting off. Just get experience. Get anyone to do it, and that's where you become the top.
Thank you so much, SHAAN, for
Thank
coming.
you.
Really, honestly, I feel as a guy, even I got to learn a lot about makeup, a lot of your experiences.
And I want you to start makeup.
I
You
will.
be the macho man in
I
your
will,
group
I
who
will.
says,
No, definitely.
everyone, you can also make your friends jealous, by the way. When you have that best skin every day, your boy, like your other colleagues will be like, hey, all girls are, you, that not that you don't get, you get it also. But be the different one. Be the one who says, I'm confident, say it. Yes, I do it. And there's nothing to shame.
Definitely.
In the end of the day, you wash it off only.
Definitely. And thank you so much for coming in. It really means a lot to us.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming in, supporting us. We
Thank
are
you.
growing, and it really means a lot to us for you to just come and support us as it is. And
Thank you so much.
hopefully we'll see you soon and we'll do another podcast with you.